Look at the pressure look.
Showing the pressure. Here it comes from the back. Jordan Lewis got there. Mayfield pitches it forward. Somehow he got it to White. Rashad White gets a gain out of that. The ball taken away by the Cowboys. White was on the way down into Rob Bland. Took it away. Incredible.
I have never seen a play like this in my entire life. Baker Mayfield fighting for his life. Rashad White fighting for his life, and Deron Bland fighting for the football, and he got it.
Pulling it out before any body part is down.
Oh my gosh.
That left arm was the first body part that would come down for White.
Mike, this may be one of the best games out of a secondary I've ever seen.
What is going on, folks? Working Title Sports Show, last one of the year, and gotta say, D, all right, I think we had said as much that as Dallas fans, we knew what the season was going to be, but there is something interesting. When you have a team that has their back against the wall, they got eliminated after the Skins-Eagles game, so it's whatever, but like, there's something to be said about a team that just says, fuck it, and just puts it all on the field, and they just saying, you know what? We could lay down against the Bucs, but fuck it, we're gonna play all in on the Bucs. And I sat there looking at that Dallas Bucs game, and I'm like, do the Bucs know that they need to win this to kind of lock in the playoffs? Because what the fuck is going on?
There's a difference now. If from now on this show, I think a lot of people y'all will know the difference of my tone when it comes to me and Chris's our favorite mid quarterback. If you hear the Himothy song, yeah, that's because Baker Mayfield is him. You know what we saw last night? This one.
That man, that man
Chris,
was fighting for his life.
That last pick was not his fault.
Oh no, it
be
wasn't.
Real with you. That last pick where who was that? Was that Lewis that got that interception?
Yeah, Lewis got both.
That last one though, the first one. Oh, come on, what you throwing at, nigga? That last one though, he put his arm up. Homie tried to bring it in, but I don't know how that catch went down because it looked like as soon as he put his hand up, it got like wedged on his arm just so he can bring it in on that side and strip it from him. If like that last one was that was
interceptions aside, dude, my man was fighting for his life with that Dallas defense getting at him. It's like, yo, you would have thought it was Vietnam flashbacks every time he got up. Like, the fuck is going on?
Dallas. I will actually do that to Dallas. Chris, last show of the year, so we can go ahead and just say what we want to say about it. Like I said, this year was, oh God, it was just long. If there's a good way of me trying to tell everybody how we felt about watching the Dallas Cowboys this year, it was just that. It was just a long,
the Bengals
long season, and every time it felt like we can do like, you know what? All we got to do, somebody gets hurt. Somebody gets hurt.
You know what it was?
Or Jerry Jones come out and say something stupid. Like, I think Rico Dogger is a running back in the future. Stop fucking talking.
Nah. You know what it was? God came down in that Bengals game and says, no, you don't need to be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
It sucks. I had my hopes up. I was like, oh shit, they're doing it. And it's like that bounce. It was like, oh, God just said, no, guys, you're not ready for the playoffs.
To me, that bounce was the gift. It was a gift from God. Like,
It was.
Wait. Y'all really thought y'all can win. I'm sorry.
Don't get it twisted. The Bengals didn't deserve that, to be fair.
The Bengals, see, like Dallas, we know what we are. We're not going nowhere. We knew it. Look, here's the thing.
We would have got popped out in the first round anyway. Wild card.
Reality told me off the break we weren't going nowhere anyway.
Yeah.
And when Dak got hurt, nothing against Cooper Rush, but Cooper, no, we don't need you going into no type of playoff situation.
Now, to be fair, you're right though, because we're going to get into it with the Eagles Commanders. Good coaching has made it to where Cooper Rush, to his credit, he's kept the team on just treading water. Good enough to where, like, yo, we got our pieces back, and it just worked. It's enough to get check down plays. We're fine.
And you know the weird part for me was when you're dealing with the situation we're in, it's a weird situation. The fact that I know a lot of us Cowboy fans want Mike McCarthy gone. Mm-hmm. We want him gone. If I can play devil's advocate, he hasn't done a bad job in Dallas.
He adjusted.
By record and what Jerry has let him do. No, what I just said, that what Jerry lets him do. He's technically didn't do a bad job. He's on the same level as Wade Phillips was when we had him.
Yeah, enough not to piss off Jerry.
We weren't great, but we were good. We were good enough that we could make the playoffs at least. And I felt that way about Wade Phillips had a bigger hill because remember we was in a playoff drought and we didn't win that playoff game in a while.
7-9 for a while.
So it took pretty much his last season. I think because of the year after, I think we got rid of him mid-season or at the end of the year. I forgot.
I think it was midway, and then we had.
I think it was either midway or towards the end because that's when we ended up getting Jason Garrett. But I remember it was that if we had to get that monkey off our back. Not only did we weren't making no playoffs, we didn't win nothing. We finally won something. Like I said, I think that was like his last season or some shit like that. But I feel that same way about Mike McCarthy. But Mike McCarthy has not only had a better record, had better results, had actual. This sounds so stupid saying this out loud because the only Cowboy fans would notice is there's actual growth in this team. The problem is Jerry is number one in his way. Number two, I don't think Mike is the best. I don't think he's top 10 as a coach, but he can keep the boat above the water.
He's competent
at least because this is why I say I'm playing devil's advocate for him because if this was any other coach, we would have lost at least. We're staring at Chris. We're oddly enough staring at because currently we're 8-8 right now, aren't we?
We're staring at a possible 9-8 season.
Yeah, we're staring at a possible
7-8 right now. Yeah, I'm saying 9-8 because
we're staring at 9-8.
7-9 worst
Those
case.
Are 4 extra wins that we should have never got.
8-9 worst case, but still, that's
8-9 worst case. But whatever. I'm just saying, like, those are 4 victories there that we should not have.
To climb that hill after that, because it would have been easy for the team to say, "Fuck it, we're tanking like the Giants."
Exactly. It would have been real easy for the team. And here's the thing: there is an art when it comes to tanking, because sometimes it's like, no, we ain't doing jack. You can tell just by who's on the field, who's doing whatever, if we're going to tank or not. Or is it a possibility that we're going to totally tank just because of who's out there? You know what I mean? Yeah. And then you have the situation where it's like, okay, tough game. What's the next 6 games? That's a good. I think we need to tank. Yeah, for the rest of the season, I think we need.
But I think from Jerry Jones's perspective, it's admirable that they got themselves out of that hole to even be in contention of a playoff spot, and that's where this comes. This is where the conundrum comes in.
Do you resign Mike him? Done enough to keep his job.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I hate to be fair. Mike's done enough to keep his job. He done nothing. Much like Jason Garrett, he's done nothing egregious to lose it. If anything, this is proof that you need to keep it. I don't want him to stay here, Chris, but I feel like the man earn another year or two.
We said it 3 episodes back that the X factor on the team's woes is Jerry's decision making. Because again, I still go back to you could have had fucking what's his face?
Derrick Henry.
Could have had Derrick Henry, and it was right there for the taking.
Derrick Henry.
So that's whatever. But
we're dealing with we're trapped in our Snyder era where we're dealing with the dumbest boneheaded.
He's slightly smarter than Snyder, but it's the ego. The ego more than anything is what kind of kills it.
Here's the funny thing, and somebody challenged me on it, and they rightfully should challenge me on it. I'm like, I don't know, man. He better than Snyder. Yeah, but Snyder got a GM. Touche. That's all I can say.
Yeah, but I mean, that
got
game was
pretty
kind of
remedial GMs, but at least he gave it to a GM. At least, and as much as I don't like Bruce Allen and the legacy of his family in Washington, D.C.,
at least he was competent.
At least you gave it to somebody that knew what they were doing. So
Look, I'm just gonna say this: that game was more damning for the Bucks than anything.
And that's the problem I had too, young.
I'm sitting back, dude.
The best in the NFC. They was best in the South. They were supposed to be best in the South.
I was watching a movie and I'm looking at fantasy, right? So I see Dallas is 3-0, and I was like, yeah, typical first to get the ball 3-0. Okay. And I'm like, yeah, Bucks is gonna win this. Then all of a sudden it was 10-zip, and I'm like, the fuck? Okay, whatever. Then it turned 13-zip, and I'm like, whoa, what the fuck is going on here? And then 13-7, and I was like, all right, cool. And then it went 27. I'm like, wait a minute.
That's how it went for me too. I forgot we were playing. Like I knew we were playing at 8:00, but I
didn't care, but I was kind of caring.
Out of my mind. So when I looked down at my phone, it's like, they said Cowboys touchdown. You know how to give you alerts. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm like, all right, oh yeah, the game's on. 20. We done scored 20 on. It's not even halftime yet. Yo, let me find out that Dallas actually showed up tonight. And yeah, they did. The defense came together, man. They came together despite
prevent defense in that 2-minute thing that Baker did to get the game close. I was like, damn.
It's like this. I will say that, like, the defense, despite the holes they had, despite the things they were fighting, they came together. They came together pretty good. Hold on, people. D needs 2 seconds to cry.
Here's the thing. I was crying.
He ain't gonna play next year.
Oh no.
And if he does, it's gonna be the tail end of the season. That's whack.
Here's the thing. I was crying initially, but then when I saw what the defense did, I was like, there's hope. There's hope because I have never in my life seen defensive players. They went old school 90s with them fucking hits. I was like, dear God, how is nobody in a coma?
I feel like I feel like certain defenses or certain teams that are middle of the road, you kind of lean into what makes you good. And there's to me, I think Dallas tackling is terrible, really. I think that's
when they miss tackle, it's like
our defense is our tackling. Because there's been we've seen it this whole season where it's like swarm. Why y'all? There are 4 y'all in this area. You mean to tell me ain't nobody leaping, lunging, nobody?
Dude, that last play where Lewis,
these last 3 games, Chris, all of a sudden it felt like Mike Zimmer had these motherfuckers outside in the rain doing push-ups with barrels or some shit because they act like they can tackle now.
If Lewis didn't strip the ball from my man and that sealed the game, right? I was ready to throw the remote at the TV because I was like, get Baker. What do you do? Just get up. I didn't want to wake my girl up, but I was like, tackle up. Okay. I was like, all right, cool. But Baker had the look of like, what the hell happened? What's going on? Like, and look, you gave the Atlanta Falcons hope.
Atlanta has hope.
They benched Kirk Cousins for the rookie who fucking was on fire in their game that they won this past Sunday. I'm like, well, Kirk, it's time for you to, look at the flowers because you're done.
Took that man's job, and I knew it was going to happen because
Kirk last 3 weeks has been.
I love how Kirk Cousins himself hard, like
he was riding a high where the city of Atlanta was on his back.
Games.
No. The first 6-7 games, he was riding this high.
Cool.
And then the last 4, it just
bottom out, pure Kirk Cousins.
Throwing interceptions.
Do you every time?
They're about to get rid of him before
my dad's a former Redskin fan. Every time we watch a game and Kurt throws a pick, my dad, do you like that?
They're about to ditch this man before they have to pay him his bonus.
What you say?
They're about to ditch him before they have to pay him his bonus.
They're probably going to have to. I don't know. See,
it counts against. I think if they pay him, it counts against their cap.
That's what
if they don't pay him, they're fine. They're great.
Like, I don't know if you're Atlanta, do you just pay this nigga?
No, it's like Denver. Unfortunate, well, minus the racism. Denver, that was racism. I don't care what anybody thinks. That was racism.
I want my Bo Nix, not my.
Denver's another one. They're gonna get bopped out the wild card. I don't care what
I don't know.
else.
Actually, all right.
I don't believe in Bo Nix. You can kiss my ass on that dude.
To bring it into perspective, y'all, this is what we're looking at right now. This is as it stands right now.
Pitt is gonna murder that man.
The Bucks could fuck this up and lose that seeding.
In Atlanta,
that's what's the fun part about it. The Bucks can lose it. Now, I already told you, Chris, I was rooting for the Redskins. I knew they were going to make it. Now, there's still a chance. There's still a chance that
we're going to be the chaos that can fuck that seeding up for both the Eagles and the Commanders, and I want it.
Here's the thing.
McCarthy and them are sitting in there.
Hold on, Chris. We can't mess with the Eagles. The reason why is because they're going to get that second seed no matter what.
No. Detroit could fuck it up. No, Detroit could fuck it up.
What you say?
Detroit can fuck it up. Don't get it twisted.
Detroit can fuck it up, yes. But for the most part, Chris, that doesn't concern us. We can lose to the Eagles. It don't matter. The thing is this. If Atlanta really, really, really feels like they can be because really, that's the real big thing that's going on right now. Atlanta controls their destiny. They have no choice but to win out.
The one reason why Atlanta could have a possibility of beating the Commanders, they have no data on that rookie quarterback. They got nothing. So it's a mystery. And not saying it's a given, but it's a mystery. You don't know what he could do.
But I think Atlanta doesn't have the defense to stop them.
Oh, it's going to be either a shootout.
Jaden Daniels, this whole season has been a ball of luck. Just been a ball of luck. And that's Chris, that's been my biggest problem about the Commanders this whole season. All of their games, to me, I will say, actually, the second half of the season to me has been bad for the Commanders. I know
because it's luck, like you said. It's the miss. Here's the weird part. He's Houdini and missing tackles, which is bullshit, but it's luck, right?
Yeah.
And like going to the Eagles Commanders game. Cipriani, Eagles coach, I gotta say, here's the thing. And I got mad because I'm sitting back like not on some I hate the Commanders. No, it's just
no. We naturally do that. It's okay.
We naturally do, but like I was pissed off at the Eagles because I'm like, okay, you have Kenny Pickett. My thing is this. I never thought Kenny Pickett was the greatest quarterback, especially with the Steelers, but he's competent. But Mike Tomlin knew,
he is only fourth quarter good.
But
he is no good at any other quarter.
The thing is, Mike Tomlin knew I got Kenny Pickett check down plays. Because I had to go back and look at when he played for the check down plays. That's all he used Kenny Pickett for. Check down plays, run the ball, right?
Every now and then we're gonna run George over top. Pickens is gonna be wide open. All you gotta do is get in the air.
So you're the Eagles, right? Jalen Hurts came out because of concussions, understandable, right? So you got Kenny Pickett. Check down plays. What did the Eagles do? They sat there and ran Saquon Barkley, even when the Commanders' defense was stopping him behind the line of scrimmage because they lose 2 yards or he might gain 2 yards. It's like, bro, check down plays because that will keep the Commanders' defense honest. Did the Eagles do that? No. They were banking on him to be like Jalen Hurts and lobbing 15-yarders, and I'm like,
that's my problem. Chris, the whole entire I was telling my coworker that because we were watching at work. I was like, yeah, a button hook would really tear these niggas up right now.
Oh, that would give that defense some act right.
All you gotta do is have somebody go out 8 yards and yoink right in and catch her. They're gonna eat up the whole interior of that field. You're gonna slow down. You're gonna tire out the linebackers and the secondary.
And Saquon can eat after that.
That's what I'm saying. They're gonna start playing up close. You're gonna start seeing the safety start cheating up, start coming up closer to the line. At that point, you can read everything because Kenny sucks at that shit.
Yeah,
so at that point, he can read what the secondary is doing. Second, you can read what the secondary is doing. Hey, Saquon, that way, this way, up the middle. You have command at that point. But no, they decided let's try to air out with Kenny. I threw I threw more picks than touchdowns when I was in Pittsburgh. Pickett. You decide.
Now,
the word pick is in his last name, and you
now,
decide. Let's have this nigga lob it for 20 plus yards.
he lucked out. Now, here's the thing.
First down.
Now, here's the thing. There was some ref ball that helped out Pickett on some plays that he should. To be fair, I will get, like there was some ref balling that you could tell. Oh, they wanted the Eagles to win this. Now, here's the thing.
Very true. That is very true.
The Eagles players were also dropping balls at the worst time, including was it 3rd and 5, and all he had to do was catch the ball and it would have been a first down, and they actually would have iced the game at that point.
The number 1 receiver. I keep on forgetting that nigga's name.
But that would have iced the game kind of, and at worst, it would have probably left the Commanders with maybe 15 seconds left if they did use their timeouts to kind of stop it after the 2-minute warning, at the very least. But still, it was, and to Pickett's credit, it was a dime straight to him, and he had it and then just bobbled it and dropped. And I'm like, oh no.
Like, this
oh
is the problem.
No.
The bigger problem is this. Like I said, it goes back to when we beat them. I saw every single problem that the Commanders had. Like, it's always kind of funny, Chris, when we know where they're staying at. Even when the Redskins beat us, we know exactly where they stand.
We fucked up, and
like either we fucked up or they got this and that over there, and that's how they eat people up. In the case of what I saw in that last game, I saw Dallas get up to a very hot start, a big lead, and from I would say the end of the second quarter to pretty much the end of the game, Dallas did everything in their power to give them the game. And even when we gave them a chance, they kept messing up. And I noticed it's like, oh, Jaden Daniels runs on freaking chance.
Also,
he's literally a D&D role. That's all he is.
Also, did people peep the fact that the Redskins were fumbling the ball so many goddamn times?
Yeah, there is things that you're lucky you're in the NFC.
Mm-hmm.
You're in the NFC right now. The NFC ain't too freaking sharp.
It's not like the AFC where it's like pretty sharp. Yeah. It's tough.
Yeah. There's a or any other year of football, to be honest with you. This year everybody kind of sucks. But it's like the only teams that don't suck is like the Bills and the Lions. Everybody else kind of stinks.
Jury's out on the Lions because they lost their whole defensive front.
Hey, look, don't let me start because you already know how I feel about the Lions anyway. But
I'll put it this way. Well, me and D will just say this about the Lions. They lost a lot of their defensive players that they're not getting back for the playoffs. So they're they're on kind of borrowed time. So they're gonna have to they're gonna have to rely on running up points on the offense to supplement it, which if that doesn't happen,
you have no choice but to. And I feel like because of who was that? St. Louis was like that, their second Super Bowl, where it was like, even though, and they had a nice defense, they was very smart on choke on the death. Let's have
run it up.
It's like, yo, Kurt, do what you think. All right, Kurt Warner saw Marshall, saw Terry Holt, saw Isaac Bruce. Is like, yeah, y'all ain't gonna see daylight today. Bomb. Like
just get open.
I feel like the Lions are. I really feel like the Lions are like that. I really think it's their defense that really makes them shine. You know what I mean? Because I really feel as though that their offense is still painfully mediocre. It's just that everybody.
I gotta be honest with you, Lions beating the Bears you can't really flex on that because it's the Bears, bro.
Oh man, they beat the shit out of the Bears. The Bears, nigga. Look, what you think?
Caleb Williams looked like he was done for the season. All right, I think we know.
All right, that being said, Chris, there is a possibility. There is a slight possibility that if Atlanta beats the Commanders, they're still not in it yet. They're still not in it. They have no choice at that point but to beat the Cowboys. And let me tell you something. Cowboys ain't making it nowhere, but they ain't getting the easy win.
Here's the sick part.
Oh, Dallas will not give an easy win to the Commanders.
I want people to understand the sick part of this, and this is why I'm for the shenanigans on this.
I want chaos.
Here's the thing. I want chaos. I want Dallas to beat the Eagles in the Commanders so they can win the NFC East and not be in the playoffs. They'd be
We
4.
can't do it. We lost to the Eagles.
No, we'd be 5-1. No, we'd be 5-1.
Oh my God, we be 5-1. Wait a minute, who did the Eagles lose to? They lost to the Skins. How fucking delicious. Hold on, wait a minute. No, we wouldn't make the playoffs.
No, we do. No, mathematically we're out because just because of the NFC game, the NFC East, the NFC games that we lost. Like if we didn't lose to the Bengals, we'd kind of still be in play.
Yeah.
To where if we it's like if we had
like wait a minute, if we have the most because no, it don't work that way.
Yeah.
I would like this. This is just pie in the sky. Where we're look, me and Chris are realists. We know there's only like a 40% chance of this shit happening. I say 40 because I super do not trust. I don't trust the Commanders or the Eagles right now. I don't. Only reason because I feel like the Eagles should do the smart thing.
Mm-hmm.
Hurts, you're not playing into the playoffs.
Okay.
I feel like that's the smart thing to do.
Actually,
even though
they
can't even playing, I don't know.
Okay. Okay, here's the situation, D. This is where it gets sick. Okay.
All right.
So here's who the Commanders have to contend with. Not just the Falcons. You got the Seahawks and the Bucks they got to contend with.
So wait a minute. What did the Seahawks go? I thought the Seahawks
8-7. They 8-7. But here's the thing: the Rams actually can win the division, I believe.
Oh,
because the Rams, remember, they're 9-6.
Oh,
so Commanders, you need to win these last 2 games.
Oh, they got no choice.
I thought it was a lock when they beat the Eagles. And I was like, hold on, timeout. What's the?
So they have no choice but to win out.
Yeah.
I want
they can't afford to lose no games.
I want chaos.
Basically the Bucks, Seahawks, and Falcons have no choice. They gotta win their games. They have to. There ain't no fucking getting around that shit.
You want to know the sick part? Minnesota and Green Bay, win or lose, they're not going nowhere.
They're not. They got their 10 wins. That puts them now. Granted, Green Bay still. If Green Bay wins one more, they're fine. They're in straight up. Yeah, they have to at least win one game.
But Minnesota is technically they can lose. They'll be fine.
Yeah, they're already locked in. They're in. They clinched.
This whole playoff scenario in the NFC don't make no sense. Then don't let me get started on the other side. Yes, let's go to the other side. Chris, it is just as what's the word? Target is the word. I won't put the R there because it's just target. Hold on.
Real quick. Hey, 49ers. Been 1-6 ever since Bosa outed himself as MAGA. How you feel about that? CD 1-6, January 6th.
You know what, 49ers? I saw how Debo was grabbing, doing Russian plays and shit. And I saw the immense talent that you had. I'm sorry, that's mean. I didn't mean that, guys. I think it's best I just say this when it comes to your situation.
I prayed for this and it happened.
It's the opposite of Dallas, whereas Dallas is getting all their people back. 49ers are losing people.
That's why. Chris, all last year, I had to hear, oh, man, we about to get all 6. Y'all still got 5. You know what? I say this, and I actually say this with a full chest. You know what's worse? Going to the Super Bowl 3 times and coming up with nothing.
Well,
Yeah, but you know what? No, Chris, we suck. No, we suck. We wish we was in y'all position. That's all. All you're hearing from me is the.
But like you said, AFC is like, wow. Here's the crazy part. There's 10 teams that's in play. That's 2 more than what the NFC is.
Okay, so who are the other 3?
So basically, Kansas City already locked it in, Buffalo locked it in, Pittsburgh locked it in, Houston locked it in, and the Ravens locked it in. So the next 5 teams, you got the Chargers, Broncos, Colts, Dolphins, Bengals. Yes, the Bengals are still in play.
The Colts are still in play.
Uh-huh.
That's the stupid part I was talking about. The Colts, because I thought the Colts fell out of.
Yeah, they're still in.
I knew Miami got into it, got back.
Because the
I knew
AFC South,
Miami
because
was
the
back in
AFC, the
contention.
AFC South is shit. That's why. Or is the South? Yeah, the South, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. Why the fuck are they not the North? Because they're whatever. I'm not the
Who,
NFL. So,
Dolphins?
no, I'm talking about the Colts. I'm like, wouldn't they technically be AFC North?
No, they're the South. They
should be.
They are the South. Here's the funny thing. Yes, that would be funny. I think they kind of got. I think they were like the Cowboys, where they got grandfathered into that division. I really think that's what it is. Like
Cowboys technically should be NFC West.
I am so sick of everybody saying that to us. Oh man, y'all need to be in a different division. Y'all need to be this. I'm like this. Deal with it. What the fuck you want me to say? What we gonna do? Switch with the Saints or something? Like
it's already, but I mean, it's already 4 West Coast teams, so you can't put them in the West.
You don't want to put us in the NFC South, because we'll just beat everybody every single year with a sorry ass mediocre squad like everybody else in the NFC.
Cooper Rush, top quarterback in the NFC South.
Boy, Cooper Rush will be fucking Tom Brady in the NFC South. That being said, real quick, shout out to the Panthers, Bryce Young. I am sorry that I put you in the trash too early. You are not totally in the trash yet. There is life in you, my boy. I don't know how much of it, because Carolina beat the shit out of you.
Look, if the rest of the,
I am glad that there is a here's the thing for Chris. We saw the light burn out in Mac Jones's eye. Bryce Young reminds me of you.
Well, I mean, they got a new coach, right?
Huh?
Carolina got a new coach, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that probably is what happened, because you remember the old coach really
the worst owner in the NFL.
But I'm saying new coach,
worst owner in the NFL.
Yeah, new coach figured out what to do with Bryce Young finally. So it's like,
that's what I'm saying. You know what I see in Bryce Young? You ever play Street Fighter, the Street Fighter 2, and it's the continuous screen 9, 8, and you see a guy with a big ass knot in his head, and all of a sudden you put in a quarter and you hear Hadouken, and you see that star. That's what I see from Bryce Young.
Not so much against Dallas, but
there's still something in him that he still wants to compete. And all
not so much against Dallas, because he still had PTSD from Michael Parsons.
He came out hot and immediately fell face first into a wood chipper.
It's called he got PTSD from Michael Parsons. Like, oh shit, Michael
Parsons came out there. Michael Parsons ran over there, picked him up by his legs, and power bombed him off the brain. No, he didn't, but it felt like he did.
Nah, but like the AFC, it's so crazy because the Texans, they're not really showing me much of anything.
The Texans lucked up that they are in a weak division. Let's make that very
Kansas City has the luck of the Irish.
Yeah, Kansas City, you know what? I hate going up conspiracy theories, but no, there's a Buffalo Wild Wings button inside of their stadium.
No, you know what it is? You know how you get those achievements in video games where you have to be minimalist in order to actually win the game? That's the Chiefs right now. It's like, all right, we're going to minimalist this shit out. I said this last year. I said this last year when they won the Super Bowl. I was like, watch, they're going to have another challenge on their hands to win the Super Bowl. And it's going to be the most bullshit thing ever. Like,
this is the worst. This is by far one of the dumbest speed runs I have ever seen. It really feels that way. This is one of the most stupid speed runs I've ever seen by an NFL team, nigga.
My man,
what
dude.
The hell, yo?
Like, Kansas City had a scare of Mahomes' like leg, kind of. He was limping, right? So I'm like, well, I guess this is gonna be a thing that's gonna make him lose games. Nah, bro. He came out against who the fuck they played just recently. Shit. Now I forgot. Who the hell they played?
They Chargers game. That wasn't the Chargers game. It wasn't the Chargers game.
No, because it was on Saturday. They played the Texans, and they won. And I was like, well, they came out of that because the Texans were playing like shit, to be fair. Like, they just were. So, yeah, they beat the Texans 27-19, right? So I'm like, all right, Mahomes. We'll see what happens. Now, flip side of that, Ravens got some act right against the Steelers, and I think you said it best on offline where you were like, the Steelers had no choice to be like, you know what, Ravens, you got it. You beat us. What do you want to do?
Yeah, they had to. Like I felt like the Ravens to their full credit came out like, nah, we got to be.
They had the
if
tune-up game
we wanna
last
really
week.
make the run that we want to make towards the Super Bowl, because a lot of people still really feel like they're the next ones. They have no choice. Their next 2 games, though, Chris, the Texans, then the Browns. They're going to beat the Browns, but it's Texans.
Oh, the Steelers.
I'm looking at the Ravens.
Yeah, because they're swapping. Because I think the Chiefs got the Steelers and the Texans got the Ravens now. I believe that's the Christmas game on Netflix, which is weird. The fact that it's on Netflix, I'm like, guys, be Netflix to your connection, and hopefully you can watch the game, because
I think that I think a lot of people are making a lot out of it. Let's just be real. That was a huge event that everybody was trying to watch.
I mean, it might be like Amazon Prime set up for Thursday Night Football. So hey,
but here's the thing: if I am Netflix, you want to get that shit right before WrestleMania starts.
You got Beyonce at the halftime.
Now, hold on. Are they going to have WrestleMania on Netflix, or that's still going to be on like on Peacock?
The jury's out on that one, because as much as they're showing Raw on it, I'm wondering, does that mean they get all the WWE archives with it? Because I was talking to my barber about that, and I was like, I think they get the archives. I don't know.
I don't think they do. I think it's just
so the archives is going to be on Peacock then, basically.
Yeah, I think it's just the exclusive shit, because I think if you're NBC, if you're Universal Peacock, you want everything from WWE.
Yeah, because I told the barber, I was like,
that contract snaps.
Yeah, because he mentioned to me about that, and I was like, well, if you want to watch some old WrestleManias, I mean, Peacock got all the archives. You can watch WrestleMania 2, 3, or whatever and stuff. So that's why I thought Netflix was getting it. So
I think it will be all right, but Netflix really got like that. Like I said, Tyson and Paul was just like, everybody wanted to see it. So I think that was just, I think it overloaded everything they were ready for and all the rest of that. I hope. Because everybody was complaining about it so bad, you're gonna have to get this straight. You're gonna have to get that shit straight before WWE gets a hold of that shit. If you give them a whole month of staticky shit, they're gonna be up your ass, huh? And that's gonna be $1 billion contract you're gonna lose.
We talked about the Chiefs and them lucking, right? I feel there's more pressure on Buffalo this year.
Yeah,
way more pressure, because they're on fire. They're actually playing pretty good football, to their credit.
This sounds weird. I don't want to make it sound like they have no choice, but it really feels like they
Super Bowl go.
They have to win this year.
They have to.
I don't know, because when it comes to any window, Chris, you don't know how long it's open, and I really feel like this might be it.
Like the Ravens have a window still. The Ravens have a window because, like I said, first year with Derrick Henry, so they still got time, right? But Buffalo, it's like, bro, like y'all need to get it now. Y'all better get it now.
While your division is some shit, you have to do it.
While the blood is in the water.
Games, by the way, because the Bills' next 2 games is the Jets and the Patriots. They can go to sleep.
Oh, that's a tune-up game. Those are 2 tune-up games. Because here's the thing. The Jets experience. Here's the thing. I feel the Jets is going to be interesting seeing what they do off season because of that Aaron Rodgers bullshit.
You know what? I don't know what the Jets are going to do, because the Jets, from coaching to the GM to the president to the president of the team, who pretty much didn't get somebody because his son. I forgot who they didn't
Madden
get.
Rating.
Who was that they didn't get? Off of Madden rating.
Yeah, off of Madden rating.
Which Madden rating, bro. That's some shit I would have did. That's some shit that all of us Madden kids that grew up on Madden, we thought, hey, I could be a GM. All I gotta do is look at their player rating.
Dude, look, you know what's funny? We make fun of Jerry Jones going after players because I like the cut. I like his personality, right? Stupid, but you can kind of get it, right?
Yeah.
Madden rating, my nigga.
See, Chris, it was so funny when I was looking every time I was looking at wrestlers that weren't in WWE. Remember how I used to tell you how you used to look at them. I used to look at what their gimmick is, how good they are in the ring, how well they can talk, and I basically say, now can you picture them in a WWE ring doing that shit? Mm-hmm. It's like, well, yeah, no, and that's still hard to tell if that person's cut out for the thing. So there's a lot of variables when it comes to any type of scouting anyway. So I was like, of course I don't know that shit. I'm not there with the wrestlers. I'm not talking with them. I don't know. I'm not there to know this and that all about them. Yeah. But that's what scouts do. They got to know all of that shit. And for you to bypass scouts and say, "Hey, son, what do you think about him?" "I don't know about that, Dad. What's wrong?" "He's a 74, Madden." "A 74? That sounds pretty decent."
And this isn't like some Moneyball thing where it
Oh,
was
it was
like,
Judy. It was Judy. It was Judy.
yeah.
It
And
was
it's not
Judy
like
from
this,
Broncos.
and it's not like it's some Moneyball thing where you have somebody new that's going off analytics, which as much as I think analytics is stupid, at least there's something to base it off of.
Analytics
Because
and trading kind of makes sense. And personally, I really feel that's more of a baseball type of thing.
no, it's
Maybe,
starting to become
I mean,
sports in
in the
general at
sport,
this point.
maybe, but I feel that analytics benefits baseball
Yeah.
a little bit more. I think same thing with soccer too, because I know soccer is just goal, assist, and tackles, but no, it's a lot deeper than that.
But it does work for baseball because you're going off what's the player's strength, because you could tell from the stats.
And there's so many different stats. Like one stat that a lot of people don't realize is an important stat of baseball is day and night games. Yes, there is an effing difference. In football, there's not too much of a difference. And of course, in closed arena sports, that doesn't fucking matter. But for some reason, that works in baseball, that somebody plays better at night and in the daytime. Yeah. And that's one of those, and like all of those stats come into play. And I really think, yeah, it does benefit baseball players way more than NFL. But yeah, it takes more than just a Madden rating. Like, yo, what you didn't like about his Madden rating, son? Was his speed too low? He wasn't Devin Hester 99 speed? What was it? Wow, I just showed my age right there.
Yeah.
But yes, Chris, you are right about the Steelers. The Steelers' last two games are the Chiefs and the Bengals. And if you're the Steelers, you do not want to. You try your best against the Chiefs. And if you lose,
you put it all out there.
The Chiefs, go all out on the Bengals and beat them and go into the playoffs with momentum. Problem about them is they're beat up too. Seriously, the Steelers are beat up too. Like,
yeah, because they didn't know what's
his face. Watt got hurt the game before. People were like, no.
Is he out for the season, or will he be back for the playoffs?
Huh?
Is he out for the season, or he be back for the playoffs?
Nah, he was all right. He came back the next game, but it was like everybody saw him limping on that field, it was like, oh god.
No, I remember Tree was freaking out, so I didn't really pay close attention to what happened afterwards.
Now, I will say this. I said it earlier, but I'm taking it away now, Chris. No, the Steelers are not going to make it to the Super Bowl. I take it back. I take it back. If this stands right here, yeah, the Broncos. All right, let's get to them real quick. They're not good.
They're not.
They are skating on an incline. They are on a bike down a hill.
I'm already pissed off at everybody.
How they're getting these wins, man.
I'm already pissed off.
Not that great.
He's not. Does he have potential? Yes, but like he's lucking out. He's lucking out.
Hey, Chris. Sure, I give all 30-year-olds.
Now, here's my thing. This is where it gets interesting. Put that back up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is my thing. My theory. AFC Championship. I got it being Ravens Bills.
I think if you're the Bills, that's the best thing for you, because if you see the Chiefs, you're losing to the Chiefs.
Now, here's my thing. And then one reason, and I feel the Bills are going to lose to the Ravens because I feel the Ravens have finally figured out what they need to do and they need to quit bullshitting around. Because, like I said, if they beat Kansas City, that would be crazy. And if I'm Kansas City, that's not something that you want. I feel that Kansas City, to me, needs to lose another game in the regular season just to kind of like reset shit.
And they're not going to lose those last games, man. That's the thing. That's the thing about it. The Chiefs will not lose it. They only lost one game. God damn it. But yeah, I don't think they're going to. I just don't think they're going to lose those games, man.
I think, like I said, the Ravens beat the Chiefs. It's like, ooh, Ravens might beat the Bills and wind up in the Super Bowl. NFC side, if I had to roll the dice, Jalen Hurts is obviously coming back. I got it being Minnesota, Philly, NFC Championship.
I think the NFC Championship is going to be the unfortunate. I think it will be the Eagles and the Lions. I think the Lions.
Either Eagles Lions or Eagles Vikings. One of the two.
It's going to be Eagles Lions. The Vikings are not going to beat the Lions.
You don't believe in Sam Darnold?
No, I don't. Yes, Sam Darnold's actually one of my favorite bad quarterbacks, but he's doing good this year, so I don't like it.
Yeah, it's trouble. It's like, all right, Sam, when you going to Sam Darnold it up?
So I will say this: if this stands, and what the playoffs is going to look like, I know who's going to take out. I know who's going to take out the Lions.
Ask your bitch, of course. She gonna tell you I'm him. Everybody.
Okay, I want Atlanta to just be the fucking disruptor of the playoffs.
I don't know, man. We talking all this shit. It might end up being the Seahawks. No way.
Hey! I need the redemption of Geno Smith, sir.
Get the fuck out of here with Geno Smith, man.
Black quarterback agenda.
I don't look. Don't do that. Don't do that. I hate how all y'all try to make me out to hate my own race when I say I didn't like Geno Smith. Fuck all y'all. He went to Minnesota. He's a freaking Mountaineer. I don't respect no player that comes out of West Virginia.
If you want my
like this black dude. I thought he was gonna be a bum like Pat White. Y'all remember Pat White? Yeah, that's a name y'all didn't forgot. Yeah, exactly. I thought Geno was gonna be a bum like him. I will give Geno his credit.
Hey, sometimes
for his career to go the way it went, and the fact that he's a starter with the Seahawks, I'll be real with you. I will put him there. He is our generation's Charlie Batch. That is not a knock. That is not a knock at all. That means you are a very good, serviceable quarterback. I don't gotta like you.
If you want my Super Bowl picks, I'm gonna say this. Eagles, Ravens.
I got it either being the Chiefs versus the Eagles again.
Or Chiefs, Detroit.
I got Chiefs, Eagles, Ravens, Eagles, or
Buffalo Eagles, maybe.
Or my Yahtzee.
What's your Yahtzee?
Buccaneers and the Bills. And the Bills are going down. That's not happening. No.
But anyways, real quick on the baseball side, we lost the God legend Ricky Henderson.
Man, Ricky Henderson. I said as a joke to a lot. I say this seriously to a lot of people when we start talking about legacies of players, especially in baseball. Unfair. It's unfair for me, but if you are a player from the 50s on back, and you're white, I kind of don't respect your numbers. Just off some real, no Spanish niggas is playing, no black dudes is playing against you.
Yeah.
I don't trust your numbers.
I mean, we could revise history with them, including Negro League numbers, and then kind of.
That's what I'm saying. Even you because that's the reason why I don't, because I see what he was doing in the Negro League. I'm like, was any of y'all going against Satchel Paige? Did anybody had to go against him?
True.
Sitting all y'all fat, eating chicken, sleeping with hookers, baseball having ass niggas. Nah. Like that's the reason why I don't. But that being said, to me, I hate saying it like, because when you look at baseball now, everybody's super athletic. The hitting has never been better. The pitching has never been better on a technical level. I'm not saying games, but certain things are so much better now in the modern game. Mm-hmm. I still feel like the peak of baseball was between the 70s and early 90s.
Look,
the 70s until the strike.
That picture that you have.
I feel like that was the peak of baseball.
That picture that you have of Ricky, that oozes peak 70s going into the 80s look.
That actually, to me, that's good late 80s to me.
Yeah, it's that look of like, it looked like my dad of a certain age.
Yeah. What's getting me is actually the metal bat. The bat that he's holding for me is like, that's an old school bat. Because I know the design of that bat by looking at it. Yeah.
Holds records. This man holds records for stolen bases, runs, unintentional walks, and base running.
Let me tell you something.
I don't think anybody's broken those records, have they?
Huh?
Nobody's broken those records, have they?
No, all those are still standing. And that's what I'm saying. Runs, I believe somebody's going to beat the runs one day.
Yeah.
The one that I question, it is not going to be in my lifetime, and that's the stolen bases. Somebody's going to beat that record, and we're not going to see it.
He has a John Stockton level of records where like nobody's going to touch that shit.
because, like I said, that's why I say that. Now, here's the first thing I can say this about Ricky Henderson. About a lot of people. There's actually a good handful of baseball players I can bring up that I can really say this with full chest. Ricky clearly never did steroids.
He was on coke though.
Oh, he was definitely doing coke.
That was some Daryl Strawberry shit.
Ooh, him. There. All right. The stories. If you hear any of the stories of the players in the 80s that did cocaine in the dugout and played baseball, it was some of the best baseball ever.
Daryl.
Baseball snow again. That's what I want.
Daryl Strawberry, sir. That man, ace for the Yankees.
Who was it?
Michael Irvin. Michael Irvin, eat your heart out.
I think Goodwin was. He wasn't Goodwin. It was one of them. They were saying, oh yeah, coke. I think Patrick Mahomes' daddy was one of the dudes that did.
Patrick Mahomes' dad looked like he was a former coke user.
He was good on. Now his dad was a decent reliever. So, but I believe like certain games, like you can tell, like certain players, they was on that booger sugar because they was rolling. They was only in baseball you can tell somebody's on.
Didn't the Pittsburgh Pirates get caught up in like some little drug shit back in the day?
I'll be honest with you, when it comes to the drug scandals, the only one I know about was the Red Sox. I don't know.
The only reson why I'm saying that was
Red
because
Sox, apparently everybody was doing that shit.
No, the only reason why is because I remember Keith Hernandez's name coming up during that time. I think it was like, what year was it? It was like mid 80s or something like that.
Did you just say Keith Hernandez? Well, of course, dude. I don't know why.
It was, dude. Now I gotta look at it. Hold on. Let me look it up.
No, I'm getting a good chuckle.
Okay. I found it. Pittsburgh drug trials, 1985. It was related to the MLB coke scandal. Several current and former players of the Pittsburgh Pirates, Dale Berra, Lee Lacy, Lee Mazzelli, John Miller, David Parker, Rod Scurry, Keith Hernandez, Jeffrey Leonard, Tim Raines, Lonnie Smith, and Alan Wiggins.
I was gonna say that too. Tim did that shit. Oh, Tim.
And that's on top.
Tim Raines is one of the most him and Albert Bell, in my opinion, one of the most underrated hitters of all time. Tim Raines did that shit.
Get this. Keith Hernandez revealed he used cocaine for 3 years. Hernandez later added that about 40% of all MLB players were using cocaine in the early 1980s. Tim Raines admitted keeping a gram of cocaine in his uniform pocket, and he only slid into bases head first so as not to break the vow.
Now everybody is seeing what I have seen for the last couple years.
Thank you. I told you. And like I said, baseball players are the only ones you can really tell.
And they got immunity for testifying. That's how wild it. Like, because you would think the MLB. Because if that happened today, the MLB be like, nah, suspension.
And Chris, good. Do you know how good the Pittsburgh Pirates were in the 80s? Come on, nigga.
I got a couple of random Pittsburgh Pirate baseball cards still on me. So,
dog. You know they protected Barry in that.
Oh, of course.
That's it. Now, I don't look. All right. I believe Barry did not do cocaine.
Oh, okay.
But he did not do the cocaine.
Okay. So players did get suspended, but it was only for like 2 months.
Okay.
So,
Sure.
Hey, you gotta send a message a little bit here. All right, come on. Gotta send a message here. Come on now.
I go bull, man, because like
can't let the inmates run the asylum, sir.
Had the gram in his pocket.
I want people to understand.
Look. Diaz had weed on him all day, and I knew I had to keep it on because I couldn't go nowhere or whatever. Like I'm stuck in one spot, whatever have you. My question is this: why did you go up to the stadium, get the coke, put it in your pocket during the game? Now hold up, I just realized something. They're baseball players, superstition. That's what we're doing.
Now you have to change up how you play because you don't break the coke valve.
Nah, man, I got to put it on the right side. Why? Because the other day I went 2 for 4 the other day. That I had
The side of my pocket was bleeding because of the valve cutting into me.
And that's what homeboy said with the dude. I forgot who the pitcher was on the Red Sox. And that's what he was like. He's like, yeah. When I did, I was like, all right. I snorted this much up in that game, so I'm gonna do that same thing again. And I would try, as good as my performance will go. That's how much I can.
But nah. Past
That's
that though.
and the reason why I say this real quick, Chris. The reason why I said that also that it was the peak because I heard somebody said the same thing about soccer players. They said the same thing about soccer players back in the 80s and the 90s. You can tell the niggas that was snorting before the game because they be darting everywhere up and down the pitch.
Did you mention that briefly when we were talking about lot stock and 2 smoking barrels with what's his face?
Vinny.
Yeah, Vinny. I think you mentioned it briefly in that episode.
I don't know. Here's the funny thing about that. I never investigated who was doing what. Only thing I investigated when it came to drugs was just out of curiosity, like who be smoking weed. And the answer was a lot. That's all. It didn't specify no players. All you need to know is, it happens.
Now,
like a whole lot.
Ricky retired to Oakland A because you're right. He is an Oakland A. It ain't I mean, he played for a lot of teams, but he's an Oakland A. It ain't no getting around that shit.
The Mets, the Yankees, and
actually, I can lay it down. Athletics, Yankees, Blue Jays, Padres, Angels, Mets, Mariners, Red Sox in the 2002 season, and then the Dodgers.
Hold up.
And he coached the Mets in the 07 season.
Yeah, I remember that.
But the Red Sox in 2002 season.
Wait a minute, he coached them then?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. All right, Ricky, when did you play? Yeah, let me get his stats out because I don't remember. I really legit. When you said Angels, I'm like, when the fuck that happened?
I mean,
God, where the teams he played for? Don't quit playing with me, nigga.
I think that was the year the Angels won the World Series.
79 to 84, he was on Oakland.
Mm-hmm.
85 to 89, he was on the Yankees. Now I remember him as a Yankee when I was a kid.
Well, yeah, because he played against Cal Ripken Jr. So
I remember that shit. I remember him going back to Oakland when I was a kid because that was 89 to 93. He went to Oakland. 93, he was a part of the Blue Jays
for a year.
He was traded on. Yeah, they was playing
back to the Athletics for 94-95. Padres 96-97, Anaheim for a year.
Yeah, and I remember this. Yeah, I stopped at the Blue Jays because I remember he was on base when Joe Carter hit that home run and they won the World Series. I remember that. It's sick because I remember Joe Carter doing that. I don't remember Ricky Henderson. Like looking back on it, I couldn't tell you that he was out there. They scored on the series winning thing. Yeah. One of the most famous in baseball.
So
went back to Oakland, was on the Padres from 96 to 97, on the Anaheim Angels. That shows you what year it was, the Anaheim Angels in 97. Went back to Oakland in 98, went to the Mets till 2000. I remember he was on the Mets in 2000. I don't remember him on Seattle in 2000. I don't remember him in San Diego in 2001. He actually legit played for the Red Sox.
And then played for the Dodgers in 03.
Yeah. I'm looking at these stats.
Yeah, 03, that was when the Marlins won the World Series.
Boy, how did that feel?
And then
in 2003, he began the season without a team for the first time in his career. He played in the Independent Atlantic League for the Newark Bears, hoping for a chance with another major league organization. After being named the All-Star MVP, he received much media attention from the Los Angeles Dodgers to sign him during the All-Star break.
Damn.
And that's when he went to the Dodgers, and that was the end of his career. And yeah,
solid career, man. I mean,
it really is. The one thing I will say is this: with Ricky Henderson, the thing I remember with him more than anything else, like I said, as a kid, was him stealing bases. Like I remember because I didn't know that because of Ricky Henderson, I didn't know that the bases got dug into the ground with a stick. I didn't know that until that one when he lifted it up in the air and you see the dig sticking out of it. I didn't know that. That blew my mind because we live in Chris, we live in the hood. We just had regular plates on the ground.
Yeah, that's all it is. Regular plates. Didn't have nothing
Regular
special.
baseball player bases on the ground. But yeah, I didn't know that. But still, that was but Ricky was that man. He was him. And I think, he's truly a baseball god because when you get certain stats and hold a certain aura about you, when you have a certain aura about you that anytime you get on base and we see you leaning like this, it's like, this nigga about to run. And the second you turn around, he's already full. How can you be at 99? How can you be at 99 speed at age 41? I don't understand that.
We said it. Our parents were built different back in the day.
They were the last. This is gonna sound fucked up. Come on. Our parents were the sons and daughters of sharecroppers, so they still had a little bit of that Negro strength.
I wish that I could find archive footage of my grandfather playing baseball somewhere, like just to watch.
Look, you say that. Part of me. Look, I said this about my dad because I know my dad. For a while, he used to have records up at this high school back in Wichita, and Wichita had quite a few. It's underrated. They have quite a few ballers that came out of that city, and one of them was my cousin. So I'm thinking to myself, do you want to see one of your dad's old games, D? No. Whatever little bit. Because I see my dad play bad games and I see my dad just completely ball. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to see my high school version of my dad playing basketball. Because also, it's 70s basketball, nigga. I kind of don't want all y'all niggas plumbers.
So
all y'all niggas like y'all need to own a dealership or work at a dealership. I don't think any of y'all need to.
It's like Ted Britt Ford.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, you're like, no, man. I don't want to see that shit. But yeah, I know what you're talking about, man.
But real quick on the NBA. I think we talked last week, or it might have been a week before, we talked about the whole thing about the NBA and 3-point. And we had 2 games that happened.
Get the fuck out of here, nigga, for real?
What?
It's cool.
That's crazy.
Shit, right? Yeah, they actually made a mural of my cousin and all the rest of that shit.
Oh wow.
And it was kind of funny. But my dad said the little slick shit. He put that nigga on the wall. He put me on the wall. I'm like, Dad, come on now, Pop. I'm just saying. I played against that nigga. He ain't do nothing. Now, my dad did mention something that was very interesting. Before I get off that shit. He would look at all the different people he had on the wall. And of course, it's on my cousin. My dad was like, hell yeah. You know what I mean? But at the same time, he was like, there are 2 people missing up here. And one of the people is one person that my dad actually grew up with. And it was cool and all that. Remember on the Utah Jazz, there was this dude. I'm talking classic Utah Jazz. Malone and Stockton going against the Bulls. Remember that bald-headed nigga named Antoine Carr?
Mm-hmm.
That was one of my dad's childhood friends. Wow. And the story goes in Wichita that both of them were legends too. Neither of them wanted up on that mural. So now my dad had a point like, nah, where the Carr brothers at? I'm like, and they hit me like, wait a minute, Antoine Carr ain't up there? Like, no. Okay, they fucked up, Dad. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
They look like this. This is not my city. That's yours.
Saying.
But anyway, yeah.
But we talked about the 3-point shooting, right? And there was 2 games that happened that really showed a disparity in 3-point shooting. I believe the Bulls held the record for most missed threes, I believe.
Oh my God, yes. That was the dumbest thing ever. Okay. I hate analytics in basketball for that main reason. Yes, you scored 3 points, but
75 3-pointers in the Bulls Hornets game.
75 3-point.
Bulls Hornets combined by missing a combined 75 3-pointers in a single game on a Friday night.
How many was made?
Hey, let me go back to that because
that's the problem I'm having is that first off, number one of the only big complaints that I get mad about when it comes to basketball, a lot of the stuff I can deal with. Let's see what it evolves into. Maybe the NBA will change up a rule, whatever. There's a lot of that shit that's in the air when it comes to that. But the one thing I hate in basketball is that coaches got this idea, everybody get behind the arc. You pulled up or this one, Chris, and this is the one I saw you get pissed off at. Point guard brings the ball up court. Everybody finally gets gets on their side of the court. They're not set yet for their play, and you're already throwing it up. Hold on. Not only are you throwing it up, but you're deep past the three-point line. So not only is there a low chance of you scoring, there's even lower chance of any of your players who are in position to get the rebound.
Yeah.
In all aspects, to me, it's one of the stupidest NBA 2K things you can freaking do, and they keep doing it.
And Kenny Smith said
it is the coaching problem for me.
Oh, it's coaching. It's 100% coaching problem
thing for me, because it ain't the players.
Because the coaches are going off of analytics, like I said earlier, and it's like, okay. And Kenny Smith brought up another thing. He was like, yeah, we were sitting back looking at the game, and I'm seeing the guy drive in and stuff. I'm thinking he's gonna get a layup, but what does he do? He kicks it open to a guy that's just sitting on the side and shooting a three, and he's like, why didn't you just lay the ball up? What are we doing here? Because
a kick out to me is you only do a kick out when you do have more than one person in the defense that's pulled off of a player. Now, usually, Chris, you're going up. You're going up, right?
Yeah.
You have the center and you have the power forward on you, and you have, I don't know, let's say the shooting guard is somewhere around you as you pull up. Now you're right there at the line. I'm clear on the other side. You can't get it to me. You kick it out to me. I'm wide open. At that point, either I can drive it in myself, which usually I'm for, like step up, get a better shot, get a shot that you can make. I'd rather you get a shot that you can make than you staying behind that three, going for the three just in case you make it. Number one, when they do that all the time, Chris, it's like the nigga don't have no momentum to shoot the motherfucking three. Number two, are you sure that's their spot? And number three, the biggest one, Chris, you see this as well as I do. When did you work on that shot?
Thank you.
Do you work on that shot? Do you practice that shot? Don't shoot that shot no more.
Listen to this.
We need so many people to learn that.
Look at this stat line. This is the Charlotte Hornets Bulls game.
Uh-huh.
Charlotte was 8 for 46 from the three-point line. 8 for 46.
That's 24.
When you look at the personnel,
you did all of that.
When you look at the personnel, I want people. I want people to
24 points. That is all you. No, ain't 24.
I want people. Yeah, it's 24. It's 24. I want people to understand because they only scored 95 points total. Now I want people to understand something here.
Wait, what?
Brandon Miller was 3 for 15. That's their guy. 3 for 15. They were 8 for 46. You want to know what the Bulls were? 14 of 51.
That's just.
I want people to understand something. Charlotte and the Bulls do not have the personnel for them to be chucking up threes.
No, they don't. They don't.
I like Brandon Miller, but he ain't a three-point. I like Brandon.
Staying out there shooting threes like.
I like Brandon Miller. He ain't a three-point shooter. Sorry,
no, he ain't.
He's not.
Like I said, is it Irvine? Is it Irvine I'm thinking of that's on the Bulls that can shoot threes? Even if he could, what's the point of it?
Like Kobe White on the Bulls was
draw fouls. Kobe White can't shoot no.
Kobe White was 2 for 9. Jalen Smith was 1 for 5. Ayo Dosunmu was 3 for 6. Josh Giddey was 3 for 8. Patrick Williams 0 for 5. Matas Buzelis 1 for 5. Julian Phillips 2 for 4. This is just on the Bulls. Lonzo Ball 1 for 4. Now on the Hornets side,
gonna be trying anyway. But I look, Lonzo's my point guard. I expect him to chuck 1 or 2.
Yeah, but here's the thing: on the Hornets, Brandon Miller was 3 for 15. Miles Bridges 0 for 6. Josh Green 1 for 5.
Stop. Why y'all keep giving Miles Bridges ideas that he's actually a superstar? He's not. Stop doing that to him, y'all. Anyway, go ahead.
0 for 6 and only got 14 points. So that tells you he's not a three-pointer shooter. Like, what the fuck we doing here? Josh Green 1 for 5. Vasilij Mičić is 1 for 7. And then Cody Martin 1 for 5. Isaiah Wong 1 for 4.
I don't
But I'm
think
just
Melo-
saying, like,
yeah, I
so
think
you look
Melo
at that,
did
right?
Even if Melo played that game, they would have scored. They wouldn't have scored more. Melo can hit threes, but he's not a 3-point shooter like that.
Yeah. Now
So even if they had him, that wouldn't even make any sense.
Now, I want people to understand. I said personnel, right? Now, flip side, Mavericks, Golden State. Okay. Mavs went 21 to 41, which means they were about 51%. That's about right because Mavericks got some shooters on their
That's
team.
still too many shots for me, but they got the people that can.
Clay was 7 for 11. Cool. Luka was 6 for 11. Cool. That got you, right? Quentin Grimes 4 for 8. All right, not bad. PJ Washington 2 for 4. That's about right for PJ.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
PJ, that sounds actually pretty good.
Kyrie Irving was 1 for 4.
He had a bad game.
Yeah, he just had
Kyrie
a bad game.
4 for 4 if he won 2 at a 3-point. That's why I said that's a bad game for Kyrie.
Yeah, Quentin Grimes 4 for 8. That's about right. Spencer Diddy 0 for 1. I guess Diddy was like, "Fuck this shit. I ain't doing. I'm not shooting." Again,
he went 0 for 1. He went 0.
But that's what I'm saying. It's
I ain't doing it no more.
That's the thing. Y'all. It's coaching, but it's also shot selection. Players are like, all right, you know what? Let me not do that. But like when you look at Luka and Clay, that's a par for the course for what they shoot for threes.
Of course, they're super. Well, yeah, I was.
Yeah. Now go to State.
I have been wrong about Clay, so I say he's not a superstar, but he's still an all-star. You still got to respect this. You still got to respect that nigga's trigger. You still have to, man.
Now, Golden State shot 50%, 27-54. About right, right? Just, because again, they got the personnel. Steph shot for 7 to 13. Cool. Andrew Wiggins, 5 of 9. Makes sense. Buddy Hill, 3 for 8. He shouldn't have been taking 8 shots, but
Buddy is starting to really lose his touch with 3-pointer, if you ask me.
Kuminga, 2 for 3. That's about right for him.
2 for 3. That's not bad for Kuminga.
Draymond 5 for 9, which I'm still baffled that motherfucker is 3-point accuracy.
Wait a minute. Was that
5 for 9?
3-pointers? He nailed 5 3-pointers.
Draymond is very up and down on the 3-pointers because sometimes he throw it up and it's like donk, and and it's like, all right, Dre, stop.
It's a random person carrying popcorn. Baby gets hit in the face with a basketball.
Lindy Waters, 4 for 7. All right, Gary Payton, the second 0 for 2. I guess after 2, he's like, fuck it, I'm done.
Yeah. Gary, put that guy. Hey, GP, put it down, nigga.
But I'm saying these are two teams who are known for shooting threes, but again, it's shot selection.
I will say this, and I think it's been overstated by fans and analysts alike. There's still too many shots at the 3-pointer.
But again,
shots.
You're right.
They
got the personnel.
People who should be shooting and people who shouldn't be shooting.
Thank you.
And to me, that's a combination of analytics. That's a combination of bad scouting, and it's also the coaching, just coaching in general. Now, there shouldn't be that many shots thrown up behind the arc.
Even Steve Kerr was like, during the press conference, he was like, man, look at these stats. This is crazy. Because again, you got to think about it. Kerr comes from a different era where Kerr was a 3-point guy. He was, but like that was kind of unheard of him like chucking up threes unless he's getting dished out to Jordan or something like that.
It was like they were outlets. They were outlet guys.
Him and Paxson.
You get somebody on the outlet. There's too much pressure on the inside. Bounce it out to the point guard, shooting out whoever that specialist is as a 3-point shooter and make it. What happened was, and I said this to everybody, what happened was good shooters like Larry Bird made it fun. Niggas like Reggie Miller showed you how devastating a 3-pointer can be. And then our generation, basically the millennials, fucked it up by having first off, Gilbert didn't make it any better because Gilbert was sitting at the half court chucking threes. Michael Redd didn't make it any better because Michael Redd.
Ray Allen too, to a degree.
Then, like I said, then you had niggas like T-Mac who gets on a hot night can just stand behind the arc. Then you got, like you said, Ray Allen who would go down, who was at one point the greatest 3-point shooter of all time.
Derek Fisher.
I don't know about Derek Fisher. I want fun. I didn't like him when he shot threes, but he made them. But still.
Oh, what's the other dude? What's the other guy that was on the Lakers that? Now, who's the other guy that was on the Lakers that won them so many championships with them? He was their 6th man.
that shit. No, I was about to say Sasha Veracek. No, don't do that. What's her name? Who am I thinking of, man? But then, let's just be real. You have somebody like Steph Curry,
who is the most cheat code of cheat codes.
complete-
Robert Horry. Yeah, Robert Horry.
Robert Horry was a decent 3-point shooter. Robert Horry was
deadly.
He was the blueprint for dudes over 6'8" who could hit 3-pointers. He had a blueprint of it. I didn't think he was like an ace shooter, but he knew where his spots was on the floor.
Steph is a cheat code. I'm sorry.
Steph took the 3-point game and changed it. And so much so that he changed the game of basketball.
Kind of has a little bit of Larry Bird isms and having fun doing it. That's the crazy part.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He has fun with it. He makes it look like it's easy, and that's why everybody wants to do it. And what made Steph so different was the fact that he can have two hands in his face. He'll still step back, lean, toss it up, and still make
that Olympic game with 3 motherfuckers on him. He just threw it up. I was like, I'm
that
sick.
That was the most ridiculous thing in the world.
I'm sick.
When I saw that, Chris, that I paused it. I was like, that's why no foreign team can actually beat an NBA team. Let's stop this bullshit. Well, America wasn't. No, let's stop this. America at full power would fucking destroy everybody.
LeBron and them knew what they were doing when
they're gonna say you had a better chance with everybody else, but you decided to get the guy who changed the game of basketball out there. You bring out Steph. Who is not scared of nothing.
Hey, look, when Steph did that, I was like, if I'm another team, I'm quitting. Like, I'm done.
You ain't lying, man. Like, look, I love. It's like this. I did love the team that they put together and all that, but I give everybody. I'm not a big fan of Steph, but there's one thing I need people to understand is that he changed everything. The way the game is played now is because of him. The reason why we're doing all this shit in the NBA now is because of him. And you got to think about it. All the kids that saw Jordan, Vince Carter, and all that, they're either retired. Pretty much all of them are retired. The only ones that are still playing are the 30-year-olds that are still playing now, which, by the way, I am proud of the elder millennials that are still in the NBA.
Hey, they're still hanging in there.
Absolutely proud of them. But still, all of them niggas is gone. All those people that grew up watching Jordan are gone. So all these kids, guess what he want to be like? Guess what he want to train their game to be like? Steph Curry. You're going to get a few of them that want to be LeBron. You are the kids that are taller, the kids that can actually command the ball better. They going to want that. But for the most part, every kid that goes on the court thinks they're Steph Curry, and I don't blame them for that. Yeah. You want to be your hero, and that's where it gets really funny. Looking at how the NBA is right now, man, it's just that everybody wants to be the 3-point shooter.
But it's also the other aspect of it too, is that as much as everybody has a valid point on, like, because look, it's social media, obviously, but even offline, I'm seeing a lot of people feel like the game is boring. Because look, I watch Wizards games, right? And I sit back and I'm looking at the Wizards like none of y'all motherfuckers, with the exception of Poole, should be lobbing up. Poole and what's his face? God damn, I keep forgetting that kid's name.
No, not Kuzma. Kuzma shouldn't be shooting.
No. Poole is probably the only one on that team that should be shooting up threes. I'm looking at everybody else like none of y'all motherfuckers need to be shooting threes except for Jordan Poole.
Having a decent year. I say decent. I'm not saying he has a great year.
Wizards are 4 for 21, so hey.
Speaking of it, Chris, we're at the end of the year. This is where we stand at right now. Let me take that down. This is where we stand at right now with the NBA. Boy, this is just the West, of course. Good Lord, but look at the Pelicans. I didn't know that the Pelicans were that bad. I didn't know they were that bad. And the Suns, look where the Suns are at. Look what
Suns
the
Timberwolves, and they're going to be fighting for that play-in spot.
Same thing with the Kings. Kings are already showing me that they're not going the Kings are not going to roll over for nobody.
No, hell no.
I can tell you that right now. They're not. But what's the real shocker to me, to everybody, is the Rockets finally waking the fuck up. But I don't know how long. I don't know how much I can trust that. The Timberwolves the Thunder showed us that they can be contenders, but I don't think they're ready yet.
Here's the thing. real quick about the Thunder. Them and the Grizzlies are the two teams that actually, funny enough, their play styles is opposite to everybody. They'll take any points they can get, and that's part of the reason. That's part of the reason why they're up top as it is, because they're like, fuck it, we'll take whatever points we get. Yes, we're gonna see my man fucking throwing his body up in the air to fucking be jackass dunking the ball and shit.
John
Morant, but fuck it, we're gonna get the win. It's like, all right, cool.
I will say, John Morant having this idea, like, I don't want to dunk no more. Hey, Ja. That's like Michael Jordan saying, I don't want to stick out my tongue no more. You better get up there and dunk all over these niggas. You know why nobody's watching? Do you want to know what D's opinion is on why nobody's watching NBA games? Because two things. Number one, they don't want to teach nobody the actual game of the
basic
NBA.
Fundamentals.
They don't want to teach nobody the fundamentals. And number two, everybody that you can serve, that can be served as a superstar, somebody that's exciting to see, y'all go, let's go back to the Warriors. Let's go to this person. Y'all don't create stars for ish. I had this same problem. I thought that the NBA had the same problem in the 2000s, but they lucked up by having a lot of really good players during the 2000s. But at the same time, it's like that could have easily fucked all that up. Because I saw how they in so many words, even though in so many words, how they pushed AI to the side, how they pushed all what they call the riffraff to the side and not really showed them. When the Pistons were on top of their game, it felt like ESPN over in Detroit. Great. Anyway, the Detroit Pistons had a boring game. They won by 15. The score was 65-80.
Here's the thing.
Exciting basketball.
I want people to
That's
understand.
what it felt like. They treated them like.
But you remember that year when they played the Lakers. You remember everybody was really disrespecting the fuck out of Detroit, like they had no chance. And I'm like, guys, did you watch Detroit? Did you not watch?
The NBA has a terrible poker face when it comes to when they want a certain team to win the championship, and it really falls on who has the bigger media outlet. And I understand that from that aspect, but they need to stop doing
that. They were not
really need to stop doing
and
that.
Me and you and a lot of other people were like, I don't know, man, Detroit might beat the Lakers because everybody was still on the high of Kobe and Shaq, right? But it's like, if you look at Detroit had some hitters that could like stop the Lakers.
Both Wallaces, you had basically, to me, when I look back on it, there was no way in the world that the Lakers was going to win that.
Because the thing is about Detroit.
Look back on it, like they got picked apart.
Because Detroit's plan was simple. They'd like, look, Shaq gonna be Shaq, so we're not expecting you, Ben, to do anything to Shaq. He gonna do what he do. But if we stop the other ones, we're fine.
Yeah, if we stop everybody else,
Kobe. If we slow Kobe down a little bit,
let it fall on Kobe, which a lot of Kobe fans got on Gilbert about this, but Gilbert made a point. Oh, what? When Kobe was a sidekick, man, Kobe was never a sidekick. Where the fuck were y'all at? Yes, he was. The sidekick Kobe was dangerous. Don't get me wrong, but he was the sidekick.
You slow him up, you put pressure on Shaq.
And that was the reason why him and Shaq got into a fight, because he wanted to be bigger than what he was, but he wasn't there yet. That's why him and Shaq beefed for a good minute. And I like, do we forget about that? But what they did is spread them out. Ben, stay on Shaq. I know Shaq gonna beat you. Stay on him. Don't worry. Rasheed gonna come right in there and hack the shit out of his ass. Sit on the bench, come back out, hack him again, sit on the bench. So,
yeah, that was really because Rasheed came in and he got his points, but he was like, "Yo, Rasheed, we just need you to get in foul trouble so Ben doesn't get in foul trouble."
Exactly. Cool. That's how they did. But they had a balance with that shit. And even then, every now and then, Rasheed. Look, I knew that the other team was going to lose when if Rasheed scores more than 15 points, the other team is fucked.
Oh, yes.
The other team is fucked.
That's a sweet spot.
Because if Rasheed 15 or more, scoring, that means the rest of the team is scoring, and that means y'all have lost the game.
Because here's the thing. That means Rich Hamilton is going to fucking get his points up big time.
That's the one thing I give it
Chauncey Billups was going to be fucking on fire.
Rip may be one of the main reasons why they won that championship, because he wore Kobe out. I think Kobe beat him a few times in that joint, but for the most part, lockdown defense. Don't let this nigga breathe, man. And Rip was on that nigga's ass the entire game, man. All right, one more thing. That's the East Coast. That's the East one.
4-22, yay.
4-22, baby. Yo, Gilbert had me die when they showed the record for the Wizards in November and we didn't win the game. Gilbert just slowly.
Dog, I was laughing on that shit.
Oh, Gilbert, because I was exactly like Gilbert. That's some man shit right there. I'm like, yes, it is, baby.
We're tanking, baby.
But here's the thing, y'all. Yes, my team is terrible. Holy shit.
But we know there are. There ain't no hope.
There is something about when a team sucks that bad, and it's like, yep, that's us. Thank you.
Oh, dude, Gil, real quick. Gil, before we get to college football, Gil had me rolling on that Flip Saunders story where Flip was like, hey, Gil, I'm going to need you to take 8 less shots. And Gil did exactly like, really, dude? Who's going to pick up the slack on those 8 shots I don't make then? And Flip was like, no, we got it. And Gil was like, all right. And you just sat, B said, yeah, we won a couple of games. I looked at Flip like, so who's doing it? I'll just pass the ball. Who's going to do it? Nobody? Nobody's picking up the slack? Nobody? So why the hell are you asking me to do 8 less shoot?
Exactly. Look, here's the funny thing. I keep on telling this to everybody. I know what Gilbert talks like, and there are some things where it's like, yo, Gil, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But I get like that with him. But there's something y'all really need to realize. Gil was him. Gil was pure.
And we knew, and when he made that Flip Saunders story, all of us that watched the Wizards when Flip Saunders was coach, it's like, oh, I know exactly what he's talking about.
I know what he meant.
Because it was always, if you remember the Washington Post, I think it was Mike Wise or somebody was always talking about like Flip Saunders being in the hot seat because of like his beef with like not even Gil, it was a couple other players on the Wizards
even when he had on John Wall for those couple seasons, it was like, you're not really helping John.
No, you're not.
John still feels like he just came out of Kentucky. He's not really established yet.
So that 8 less shots thing, it's like, yeah, that's Flip Saunders. Yep.
That was pure Flip Saunders. Of course, this game happened too. The play-in game happened. Shout out to the Milwaukee Bucks for shutting all of us up.
Hey, look, I thought OKC was gonna wash them. I got proof wrong.
I didn't look when I found out they was in the finals. I was like, oh shit. They might fuck around and take this seriously. Now
here's the thing. Do I feel that this somehow revitalizes the Bucks as being playoff contenders? Easy.
They're gonna be like, all right, let's
either they'll be playing or they'll be in one of the two.
I think they're gonna be where you see where they're sitting at now in 5th place. I think that's where they're gonna be at the end of the season.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to be the best, but they're going to be in the middle of that shit.
So they'll be in without the play-in game, which is fine.
The game was actually kind of fun to watch until the 4th quarter. And the reason why, and I agree with a bunch of people that saw it. I agree with this. There was a lack of coaching.
Yeah.
We get to halftime. It's right before halftime. And you look at the stat line. Giannis has 3 fouls. I'm like, ooh, who's going to get this nigga out of the game?
And nobody from OKC. Nobody drew no foul. And when Gil ranted about that, I didn't think about that till he said, he's like, this nigga had 3 fouls and nobody bothered to draw. Like, you could have got him out the paint pretty quick.
I'll show you how this is how you know me was one of the bench players. Oh, get him in trouble. No, get him in trouble. Hey. You got Giannis? Yo, make sure that nigga hit you, bro. Like, no, there was no, like, I know like 3. Chris, I know 3 assignments that you ain't got to tell me nothing about. Number 1, I was always either point guard or the shooting guard. So I know I'm passing the ball. I know how to distribute the ball. The other thing I know how to do naturally is that I'm the goon also, so I gotta foul people. And I also know this: how many fouls does each nigga on the other side got?
Mm-hmm.
So I like, yo, dog. The second I was Gil on that, what Gil said, he would not enjoy the second half of that game because the second you foul me in the 3rd quarter, they're gonna have to sit you down, and you probably just imagine you foul me. And it's 10 minutes. It's still 10 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. they're not going to bring you back in until the end of the third, until around the end of the third quarter. And you know what I'm going to do? Make sure you foul somebody. So now we in the fourth quarter. You got one more. Nobody put this nigga in foul trouble. It was amazing to me. Also, the other person I want to shout out before we go and move on that team, I'm glad that DL finally won. So I'm glad that Lillard got something other than a Olympic gold on his resume. I'm glad at least he got this. Hopefully that will turn to a championship later. We'll find out. We don't know. Yeah. But the main person I want to shout out is a former Wizard, Bobby Portis. I love you, Bobby. Bobby was the X factor of that game to me. Loved it. On the other side, shout out to I love Chet Holmgren. I like Chet. That's a white boy I like. Number 2, Shea. Ooh, Shea, you got some big shoulders, bro. I don't know how you carrying this team, bro, but you are. But you knew by the time the fourth quarter kicked in, it was over. It was like it, and I was telling myself, I hope that's not the sign that I need from Thunder, because I really don't think they're ready yet. Nah. As real good as they are, they haven't gotten there yet. So me watching that game was like, they're probably still not there. They're probably not, because any other team would lock them down, would have got Giannis about the game. Something, you know what I'm saying? Something would have had to change, man, but whatever.
So college football with the we're gonna go over the bowl games before we get to the championship games. Some of the bowl games already played. Real quick. Cricket Celebration Bowl. Jackson State beat South Carolina State 28-7.
Oh man. We call it the Black People Bowl, right?
Yeah. The Veterans Bowl, South Alabama beat Western Michigan 30-23. The Scooters Coffee Frisco Bowl, Memphis beat West Virginia 42-37. Boca Raton Bowl, James Madison beat Western Kentucky 27-17. Okay. Art of Sport LA Bowl, weird. UNLV beat Cal 24-13.
I saw that. Cal didn't have a chance, man.
Nah.
Cal didn't have a chance in that game. It was pretty like aired out, if you ask me. But go ahead.
RNL Carriers New Orleans Bowl. Sam Houston beat Georgia Southern 31-26.
I didn't get to see that game. I wanted to. This game I saw. Go ahead.
Staff DNA Cure Bowl. Ohio beat Jacksonville
Good
State
30-27. Don't let that score fool you. Don't let it fool you, because
it wasn't as close. From what I saw, Ohio pretty much had. Yeah,
they had the whole game. But the one fun thing I saw was seeing Braun Breaker and Scott Steiner at the game, because Scott Steiner's son plays for Jackson State. And there's a lot of
history.
Not history. There's a lot of, is he going to wrestle Scott? I don't know, man, but the math doesn't lie. He's like, the numbers don't lie. But no, there is talk about his son going in. I like, because you saw his son on the sideline, had the chainmail on just like his dad. And I hate to say it, the Steiners might have it in their blood, because Brock Reinsteiner, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's Reinsteiner. Yeah,
Reinsteiner, I think that's how you say it. But Brock, the second you see he got his muscles, like, nigga, are you Scott? Boy, you are your dad, nigga.
YouTube algorithm is a motherfucker, because after I looked up his son, guess what popped up on my feed on the front page?
What?
Scott Steiner's debut in WWE when he rode up on Matt Hardy and fucking. I was like, yo, I think it was Vengeance. He wrote, it was it Vengeance?
I don't know which one. I couldn't tell you.
But I know when you heard that siren, I was like, oh shit, I forgot about this. Yo, because he fucked up Matt Hardy when he came in. I was like, yeah.
Speaking of Scott Steiner fucking someone up.
Oh, would you look at? Oh, wait. Unfortunately.
I love the weakest punch ever from Scott.
Well,
but it makes it better is Norman Smiley. Yo, Scott, I ain't got nothing to do with this.
The big wiggle, but not like that.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I watched a little bit of this once I saw Florida was running away with it. The Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl, Florida won 33-8. I mean, that's to be expected.
They ran over Tulane. I actually watched that, John. They ran Tulane right the fuck over.
Speaking of running away, Myrtle Beach Bowl, UTSA beat Coastal Carolina 44-15.
Boy, hey yo, this is fun for me because this is fun for me for one reason, because I love the Chanticleers last season. I haven't seen them in one game this year.
Mm-hmm.
Funny enough, I seen the Roadrunners play 3 games. You know what I said about them?
Mm-hmm.
You know what, San Antonio? Y'all look like y'all might be good this year. What happened to what happened to Coastal Carolina? And I see what happened. They were just good enough to make a bowl game, and you made the statement they weren't ready.
Northern Illinois.
Get out of there. Wow.
Northern Illinois, Fresno State went into double overtime, but Northern Illinois won 28-20.
Yep.
And for the rest of the week, Christmas Eve, we got South Florida versus San Jose State for the Hawaii Bowl.
If you want to know, I'm
gonna go San Jose on that one.
Actually, I've seen San Jose play. I've seen them play a game, but I haven't seen South Florida play.
The Sports Bowl, Pittsburgh and Toledo.
No, sir, a game above.
Game above Sports Bowl. Rate Bowl.
Is that one?
Rate Bowl, Rutgers versus Kansas State. I'm gonna say Kansas State because fuck Rutgers. Yeah. 68 Ventures Bowl, Arkansas State versus Bowling Green. I go Bowling Green.
I seen neither of them, so it's not going to be intelligent for me. I'm just going to say Bowling Green too.
The Money Laundering Bowl, aka Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl, Oklahoma and Navy.
That's going to be a fun little game. Navy's going to lose it, but I'm rooting for Navy. Oklahoma's going to win that jump, but I'm rooting for Navy.
Oh yeah, Oklahoma may get that. Birmingham Bowl, Georgia Tech Vanderbilt. That could be good. That might be good.
Tech, Vanderbilt, that might actually be under game. You know what? I'm going to go for Vandy in that. I think Vandy might win that one, man.
The AutoZone Liberty Bowl, Texas Tech versus Arkansas. I got Texas Tech on that one.
I do not like neither of these teams. I think Arkansas will win that. I think Arkansas is a better team this year.
The one that I'm definitely going to watch, DirecTV Holiday Bowl, Syracuse and Washington State. That could be good.
Why you gonna watch? Well, you know what?
Last year I watched. I forgot who. I think Washington State played Washington Christmas Day for a bowl. I think Washington State ended up winning. That was a close game. So I kind of like watching Washington State play. That's just.
I get what you mean. There's always that one team like, you know what? I saw y'all play earlier this season. I would like to see Syracuse play this season. I like the way they played against Miami, so I'm a root for them in that game.
SRS Distribution Las Vegas Bowl. Wow.
Jesus.
Texas A&M and USC. Yeah, I go USC. Yeah.
I'm going for Southern Cal.
Wasabi Fenway Bowl. UConn versus North Carolina. I'm gonna go Tar Heels.
Fenway Bowl, yeah.
Tar Heels on that one.
Yeah. Speaking of which, did they finalize that? Is Bill Belichick actually going to be the coach for North Carolina?
Hold up. Let me get the update. I think they did.
That'll be that's what again, the Wasabi Fenway Bowl. You think Fenway?
Yes, he did, because Steve Belichick is joining his staff as defensive coach.
Yeah, I heard about that. I heard.
Yeah, so it's solidified. Yeah, he got it.
All right, good for. Well, let's see what happens. I do think that Bill's going to get bored, but a part of me hopes there's like, you know what, Bill, this is actually not a bad way for you to exit football. Like, yeah, I gave him 5 bowl games and
keep dating
his national championship didn't work.
Any way to keep dating his 24-year-old girlfriend,
Why you keep on bringing up his past like it matters now? Like, is the question?
Well, his girl could be up in the stands with other 24-year-olds. So
I love you.
You want to go to a college party? It's gonna be great.
There's gonna be girls there. Let's go.
Bill bad boy.
They go on them students wake up early and shit. Oh, they gonna be mad.
Bad boy.
Think about it. I came to North Carolina to chill. I ain't come here to play football. Come on.
Nobody takes our football. We come here for basketball. We ain't come here for
Nobody
football.
takes our football seriously. Come on, coach. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Patriot way.
Upside though, I see this kind of real quick. I see this working out to kind of sort of boost the ACC in a weird way, because you have Belichick, North Carolina, and that boosts up the profile of the ACC.
You got the California teams that are here, and hey,
we'll see.
I actually agree with you on that. Actually, that might be good for the division.
Yeah. Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl, Boston College and Nebraska. I go Boston College.
Fucking New York Bowl. That's what I call it. Nebraska versus I got Nebraska winning because Nebraska, the Cornhuskers,
They played pretty decent this year.
Look, I'm putting this here. They're a lot better than the Pinstripe Bowl. That's all I'm trying to say. So
All right.
I got them winning.
The Isleta New Mexico Bowl, Louisiana and TCU. That could be
I
interesting.
did not see the Razor Cages play this year, so I'm going for TCU.
All right. Pop-Tarts Bowl, Iowa State, Miami. Miami winning that shit.
Nah. Let's go Cyclones, baby.
All right.
Look, I look, anytime it's Iowa State, it's like, let's go. That's my squads. Let's go.
Nigga Bowl Part 2, Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl, Miami, Ohio, and Colorado State. I'm going Colorado State. Sir, the 99 cents is on the can, all right?
I'm sorry, the 99 cents.
The Arizona Bowl. Come on now. Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl.
I wonder if it really is the cans of Arizona.
You know it is. The
state of Arizona.
Nah. I mean, it's in Tucson, Arizona, but still, I'm going with my logic. I got Colorado State.
Ohio, or Miami of Ohio. I seen Miami of Ohio lose this season, so
I'm only saying
Colorado State because of funny. I seen Colorado State lose too, so I don't know.
Well, because Travis Hunter, which me and D are not going to go into that because I really don't want to.
I don't feel like going into it this show. That to me, that's a developing story.
Yeah.
This ain't Shalik Moore where we can go, oh yeah, blah 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 blah. Nah, Travis, hold on. Come on, you see that big old "you proud of me, mama" smile he got? Leave him alone a little bit.
Now. In another money laundering bowl, but shocker D, there's no military people in this game. East Carolina versus NC State.
Go Bowling Military Bowl. That's going to be taking place. Oh, we got here in Maryland.
NC State, East Carolina. That's crazy. I gotta go NC State because
I always go NC State in these situations. So NC State.
This is kind of wild though. No military in the fucking military bowl. That's kind of crazy. It's usually Army or Air Force or something.
Because usually they save them because either Army or Navy didn't deserve to be there, and they got them in there anyway on some bullshit. That's how they make them. Like when Army made it that 1 year, Army did not deserve to be there.
No. I got it wrong. We say Colorado State. No, actually, Colorado is in the Alamo Bowl with BYU. My bad. I'm tripping.
No. You said Colorado State in the Arizona Bowl.
No. Deion's Colorado is in the Alamo Bowl.
Yeah, I know. When you said that earlier,
I got it mixed up. I got it mixed up. I got it mixed up. My bad.
Alamo Bowl.
Yeah, it's BYU and Colorado, which go Colorado.
Look. You want to hear the sick part, y'all? Okay. That game, the Alamo Bowl, is going to be on ABC at 7:30. And that is pure Deion Sanders. Because if Deion was not the coach of that team, that would be on ESPN. So I'm just putting it out there. That was a game that should have been on ESPN, but it ain't. But of course, I got on Colorado winning there. I think they're a better team than BYU. BYU, it felt like they kind of coasted this season. And them getting knocked out the playoffs was like, yeah, you deserve to get knocked out the playoffs.
Yeah. So, Money Laundering Bowl Part 3, Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl, Louisiana Tech versus Army.
I'm going to go with Army because they are the stronger team in that.
Yeah, even though their player is bouncing out and going to the portal, which is funny as hell. Because my man said, fuck the military. I need this money now.
You want to be you all can be. I'm gonna be all I can be in the NFL. Not here. I'm not going.
Not at West Point.
Boy, imagine if you will. You're doing good in West Point, and you was like, nah, man, that portal open up, bro. I got to go to a better coach. I'm trying to get into top 10 school.
I want to be drafted to the Chicago Bears.
I'm trying to get to look, man. I got a plan, and my plan is not to do any more time for Uncle Sam.
I saw what happened to Pat Tillman. I don't want that.
Nah, man, y'all ain't gonna make me. I end up dying in a foxhole, and y'all say I love America. Y'all ain't about to twist my words.
It's a black man saying this too, so you already know.
I'm a black dude too. And I was look, and I was like, I'm sorry, what number I am in the country? Nah, y'all ain't about to use me.
Transperfect Music City Bowl, Iowa, Missouri. Missouri.
Well, yes, Mizzou. Trans are perfect. It's like I'm like.
Yeah, I go Mizzou on that one. Mizzou's been playing pretty decently.
Iowa, like I said.
All right, this is where it gets interesting. Relia Quest Bowl, Alabama versus Michigan. I'm going Michigan because fuck Alabama.
Michigan, let's go, baby. Let's go.
Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. I'm still laughing that it's going to be Tony the Tiger above the sun for the bowl. Louisville and Washington.
If you look at the logo, it's literally him creeping up over the thing like, yo.
Stalking the sun.
Come on, get that touchdown, kids.
Louisville, Washington.
Washington.
All right. Yeah,
I like both of these squads, but Washington to me is a better school. Is a better team this year.
The Cheez-It Citrus Bowl, South Carolina, Illinois. South Carolina.
South Carolina. Same name where.
Kinder's Texas Bowl, Baylor, LSU, Baylor.
Let's go LSU.
Oh, wow. That's your team. Keep forgetting that.
That's my squad.
Tax Slayer Gator Bowl, Duke, Ole Miss, Duke. That hurts me to say that because I hate Duke, but
Mississippi.
Oh, Ole Miss.
Oh God, I had to swallow that. Yeah.
Serve Pro First Responders Bowl, North Texas, Texas State.
I have seen neither of y'all bum schools play, so I'm gonna go with State. Texas State win that.
I'm gonna go North Texas just because anarchy.
Hey Chris, what the hell?
The North Carolina Bowl, aka
I want to say the North Carolina Bowl. Don't call
Duke's,
it Duke's. Even when it was the Belk Bowl, that's still the North Carolina Bowl.
Minnesota, Virginia Tech, VTech.
Minnesota to me is actually the stronger team.
All right.
I didn't really like Tech this year. I ain't seen them win a game this year. I ain't seen no victories from them. I seen Minnesota win, so I'm gonna go with them.
The last one, Bahamas Bowl, Buffalo and Liberty.
Buffalo and Liberty.
Jesus, I haven't seen neither one of those games.
Let's go, Jesus.
All right.
Liberty.
Now, college playoffs. This is where it gets funny. It's funny as shit to me. I hate Notre Dame, and I'm mad Indiana didn't bust their ass.
No. Indiana deserved every second of them getting drop kicked out.
You think so?
They deserved that. They did.
Is it because my hate for Notre Dame clouded my judgment on that?
Yeah, probably. And same for look, Chris. Look, same for me too. It's just that. Let me put it this way: when I saw the Hoosiers beat Maryland this year, I was like, "Oh, they really are a different team."
Okay.
And every game that they won after that, it was like, "Do y'all even belong?" I said it to myself: "Do y'all even belong? Are y'all really this strong? Because I really don't feel like y'all this strong." And they did not prove me wrong. They got bonked right out, and I loved it.
Penn State, I watched this game. Penn State kicking the shit out of SMU was funny as hell. I was like, I shouldn't be shocked.
SMU didn't have a chance. I feel bad for SMU because I actually enjoyed their season this year, but these last two games, Jesus Christ, SMU, I'm sorry, bro.
Hey,
y'all been through these last two games, bro.
Hey, Tennessee, you gave the good old college try, no pun intended, but Ohio State busted your ass.
Ohio didn't play no games with them, man. I was actually
Ohio swept the ledge.
I was hoping that the Volunteers could do it, but nah.
Ohio swept the leg. They were like, nah, bro, I think it was over by mid third quarter. It was done.
Yeah. It was like middle. I was just about to say that.
I'm being nice about that because it was a shot that Tennessee could have got it, but it was like, nah, bro. They snuffed them out. Texas Clemson was decent, but Texas ended up winning.
I don't know what happened in that game.
No, 38-24. Texas ended up winning it out in that one. That was actually it was close initially, and then Texas ended up running away with it and stuff. So
Chris, we are left with Ohio State versus Oregon.
I'm going Oregon.
God help me.
Go Ducks.
Buckeyes. God help me. The Buckeyes are going to get
them. Georgia going to bust Notre Dame. They don't get around that shit.
God help me again. Notre Dame.
Rudy, really?
I don't like the picks I'm making right now, Chris.
Don't do this to me on this one. I got Texas beating Arizona State.
I would like to see Arizona State win, but I think it's Texas. I think it's time. I think it's Texas.
Now, here's my dark horse on this one. In theory, Boise should beat Penn State, but I got Penn State winning that one.
I'm going to go with the shenanigans. And the Broncos get it.
Okay.
And if that's the case, from my side, that will leave Notre Dame versus the Broncos. Notre Dame's gonna make it. Jesus, what?
I
Oh,
still think it's going to be Oregon, Georgia for
okay.
the championship. Personally,
And if I go on my other side, that's Texas, Ohio State, which I think will be a fantastic game.
Mhm.
I'm going to go with Texas, and that will be Texas versus Notre Dame. Texas is winning it all.
Okay,
I don't like that, but
man, I got Oregon. I got Oregon winning it all.
Sure.
Yeah, go Ducks.
Sure. Chris, before we go off, if you could choose one thing this whole year, what was the biggest sports thing that happened to you this year where it was that was like the biggest thing that happened to you this year?
Whew. I would probably say Lewis Hamilton winning in London in the UK.
That was a cool little moment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure. That's the one that was like, yeah, that was. I mean, because especially with the whole thing with him leaving Mercedes and him going to Porsche.
Ferrari.
Ferrari, my bad. That was the one that really. It's really a toss up. It's Lewis Hamilton winning the UK, and the big turnaround with Colorado, especially at the last season. That's the one that shocked me this year. Was Colorado really like they actually got better and not in like a baby steps way. It's like, oh shit, they got a bowl game too. Damn, like okay, damn, that's actually pretty good.
For me, well, I will add to what you said. The other one was, well, from the beginning of this year to where we at now, this has been that 1 year, but the highlight would have to be actually WrestleMania itself.
Oh yeah, I
This
was there
was
this
the
year
first
too.
WrestleMania without Vince McMahon. And it was basically them saying that it's Triple H. They were doing that the whole year anyway, especially because you could tell it changed in the Royal Rumble that this wasn't Vince.
I need to put. I would definitely put that as like my top 3 too. Being at WrestleMania and seeing the energy really like there at that stadium just really be different.
I actually today I actually rewatched the last 10 minutes of that match with Cody versus Roman. And the insanity of it all.
That stadium lit the fuck up.
Like what got it to me was, oh man, Solos did John Cena's music go off. Everybody's going crazy. Then that happens. Then if you smell, The Rock comes out. And that was a whole different thing. And then they beat him up. And then that happens and this happens. And next thing you know, did it. You see Seth come out of nowhere and then immediately get ate up.
Dong.
Then the Undertaker coming out there was crazier. I was like, what the fuck? Slams him. Yo, the lights go out. And I love what Cody said. He said, and then when the lights come back on, I can't be a mark. So I'm just seeing Undertaker right there. Slams him, right? Lights go off. And as soon as he showed up, I could see him run under the ring and he was gone. I have never seen him run that fast ever in my life.
Oh no, that was peak.
Got up out of Dodge. The second he did that, he got out of there. And of course, at the very end, Rome looking the other way and getting hit with the crosses. 1, 2, 3. Audience blows up. Randy comes into the ring. I will never shake that off. Freaking Samantha fucking crying, saying that he won the match. Oh, that's tattooed in there. You can hear her voice break and all that. But what really stood out, and you didn't hear this, Chris, because you was there. Michael Cole pretty much brought it home. And I told this to everybody, WrestleManias could be 3 things. It could be terrible. It was just a bad year. Or it could be a pretty good show, pretty fun. It could have been better, but yeah, it is. And then there's the ones that make you scream out, I love wrestling. To hear Michael Cole describe everything that has happened and them to hear him say, damn it, I love professional wrestling. That made everybody break down. I was like, I have never seen WWE have a show like that before. It was one of the craziest things ever, man. Oh yeah, and my other thing, 3 hands being in front of Steph Curry's face, lean back. Boy, I have seen a lot of amazing things in my life. But imagine, if you will, Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson are wide open, and Larry Bird go,
I got this. The last part,
boy,
dude.
the fact that Steph came down there, I saw it. Bethune coming for the other side. The 2 other French guys come from the other end. I see LeBron clearly.
Steph like,
I see KD. KD got one hand up, like I'm right here, just to give a mark of like, if you need to toss it to my side. You got 2 men. You got 2 men on the opposite sides of the arc. LeBron's going to hit that shot because that's LeBron's shot. KD's going to hit that corner shot because that's his corner shot. Steph said, too easy. Let 3 different palms get into his shot, and he just said, you flop. And I screamed out, USA, USA. Also, the other thing we have to bring up, Chris, is we saw a woman assaulted in a boxing ring by a man.
look, I'm glad that woman is getting her comeuppance in court with that money.
Boy, they sat there and tried to drag that woman's whole life into the gutter. Look, I feel bad for any woman that does clock a little bit too high in testosterone, and you got every bunch of these bitches out here hating on you. That sucks. That terribly sucks. I hate that you have to go through that. But for me, what wins this for me is the fact that she claimed that she was a man. And it was like, I'm from Algeria. They would have killed me.
What are you doing here? But that's the thing about misinformation. It's like people don't really take into account, like, where did you get this information from? And like, once lawsuits started flying, then everybody that was making accusations like, whoa, what are you talking about? It's like, no, you said it.
No, that was a weird thing. I'm not even going. Yeah, that was just a weird thing about it. Was there anything else that came up of note outside of, see, Dak gave up on his team? How you just gonna give up on your team, Dak? Oh, it fell off his whole hamstring. I'm sorry. So yeah. I noticed that nobody said I'm sorry for dogging out Dak Prescott. It's like, Dak, like, oh, he's hurt. Dak. Yes. Fuck y'all, man.
Anyways,
I like how this nigga got his money, and they did everything in his power to bring this dude down. I hate how they do that. Meanwhile, Justin Herbert, who has been mediocre all of his life, is like, yeah, he don't deserve that.
By the way,
Trevor Lawrence, who can't throw it to a 50-foot open baseball glove, is like, yeah, Dak suck. I know, right?
Packers about to lock it in. They're 21-0 against the Saints at halftime.
Good for Green Bay.
Anyways,
that's it, man. Yeah.
Great New Year's. Thank you, sending your 2 phones. Merry Christmas to you too as well.
Yes.
And we'll be back after New Year's. Watching all the football games and seeing the devastation that could or may not happen. We'll see.
Yeah.
We have a fun week of football.
From us, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Hey, choir, send us off.
I miss those.
Too. And that's our final. Like we say goodbye to a lot of people, but for real, goodbye, Sid Udy. We love you to death. Everybody, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. We out, Chris.
See you 2025.
Peace.